Hi there, this is Mrs. Hooper. I'm a reading teacher at Opportunity Elementary, and this video is more for parents today and not for the students. My next videos will be more hands-on for students, but I wanted to help parents today because I know how hard it is to teach your children at home. Even my own children, it's a battle. So I see what you're going through and I understand it. And I just want to give you some strategies you can use at home if you're helping your child with reading. And so I'm trying this virtual camera thing, online learning, and anyone that knows me knows that I'm not good with cameras. I tried out for Z Nation and I was the worst zombie anyone had ever seen. I had practiced dragging my leg. I had practiced it for weeks. I got my family to try out. And then they announced at the auditions that we would have to do a slow zombie and a fast zombie, which I had not practiced. So when they brought us up into a big group of 50 and had my group go in front of the director and the producer and everyone else, I kind of blacked out and have no clue what I did for my zombie. But luckily, they chose my round of 5 people to put on the news that night. And everyone got to see my zombie, including myself. So then I realized I'm not meant to be on camera. So I'm going to try and do my best this time, and maybe it will get easier for me. So as a reading teacher, the first thing we need to do is look at letters and sounds. So I'll get out my letters and sounds and just show you really quickly that we go through each letter very carefully. If you're learning the English language, we know that our letters make many sounds, which is very difficult. So in the beginning, starting with kindergarten, we do it very easily and very practiced. We say A, B, B, C, K, and sometimes S, D, D, E, F, F, G, G, and sometimes J. I'll stop there. The reason that we say 2 sounds for C and G is because they do make 2 sounds. They're the only consonants that make 2 sounds. Some of our vowels make many sounds, especially the A. So in the very beginning, just go through each letter and sound very carefully. We don't say ma, na, pa. It's very precise. P. If you notice that they're missing sounds after you've practiced them many, many times, you can isolate those sounds and just put them on a card and practice just those sounds. A, many times. Maybe every time they get it, you could put a star. And after a while, they'll have a whole bunch of stars. You could even put a word that has that in it. Cat. Draw a picture. Cat. So isolate any sound that they're not getting. And then we move on to blending sounds. After they've learned all their letters and sounds, you can start blending. Do they know that C is K, A is A, and T is T? Then you can say cat, cat. That's step 2. After you've learned your letters, sounds, and start blending. We call that phonics and phonemic awareness because they're aware that these letters make sounds, and when you put the sounds together, they make words. So after that, you've got those skills in place. We start with some sight words. You might have heard the phrase sight words a lot and say, what is a sight word? In English, a sight word is a sound that you can read quickly without sounding out. You can find all kinds of sight word lists online. This one is alphabetical order, the top 220 most used sight words in English. If you need to find a list online, look for the Dolce sight word list or the Fry sight word list. Those are people that have created those lists, and they're researched and the most top used sight words in the English language. So we always start with the first 10 and practice those. With sight words, we say not to sound out because some of the top sight words you cannot sound out. So you cannot say ya, or t, h, or t, They just have to know very quickly that it's you, the, to. And if they get it, give them a star. If they don't get it, put it on a note card. Oh, using the wrong pen. Isolate the word and keep practicing until they get it. So research has shown that some kids can learn a word or a sound or a letter maybe in 20 times practice. Some kids it might take 50 times. Some kids it might take 100 times. So an analogy I heard that works really well for that is some kids can look at a word, process it visually, and they have a highway that takes it into the back of their brain, which is the long-term memory station, and they can drop it off and it's in there. Some kids might need to look at the word many, many more times, look at the word the, see it over and over again, and it might take a lot longer. They have a dirt road. Sometimes it takes a long time just to get the words and the letters off the page. They might transpose the letters, they might flip the B and the D, and that's okay. Eventually they'll get it. They're just taking a longer, bumpy road. Maybe they're in a truck and the sight word falls out, but they'll put it back in the truck. They'll take the long, bumpy road. They'll go over the potholes. Eventually, their word will get to the long-term memory station. So have some patience. I know it's hard when you're reading a book. Let's say we're reading this book, and it says where. You taught them the word where, and they can read it sometimes. Is my hair. Let's say you turn the page, and they sit there and they look at the word again, and you just want to say, you just read that word. Why can't you get it? Because it hasn't made it to the long-term memory station yet. Maybe it fell out. So we keep working on it. You write it on a note card. You point to it again and say, WH, that's wha. No, this is air. Where? Just ignore the barking dogs. Okay, so now we can finally get to reading strategies. This is what this video is about. I made a list of 12 different strategies you can use when they get to a word they don't know, like where. Well, can you look at the picture? Maybe not for where. Can you get your mouth ready to say the first sound? W is wa, WH is also wa. Can you look at the ending? Not on where, but you could on some words. If you say a word, does it look right? Does it sound right? Does it make sense? Can you take the word out of the page and read the rest of the page and then put that word in? Can you cover up part of the word and just read the other part? Can I go back and read it again? Skip the word and read on. We'll come back. Then we'll get to some bigger words in a minute. So if you're going to stop and help a child with a word, then they need to reread the word, put it in the sentence, and then read the sentence fluently. If you stop and say, where is my hair? And then they get to the next picture and it's, say the first sound. Is this a question word? What kind of question word is that? Where is my hat? Okay, you read hat. Now can you go back and read that sentence fluently? Where is my hat? And then make sure they really understood what they read. What are they asking for? He's looking for his hat. Where is his hat? It's here. He can't find his hat, and it's right there. Good job. And then you turn the page. Ooh. I know you just want to say, you just read that word. Don't. Just sit back and smile. Ooh. What is the first sound? What? Is it a question word? Where is my... Look at the picture. What is he looking for? Do you see anything strange in the picture? Well, there's a horse. Did you know that OR makes the OR sound? Where is my horse? Good job. So what is he looking for? He's looking for his horse. Where is his horse? So hopefully they understand they're asking questions. This is the word where, and we're trying to find the vocabulary word. So hopefully that helped you. When you do get to larger words, let's say the kids are doing great, they're in 2nd, 3rd grade, and they're reading bigger words like community. Okay? You could also break that into parts. Community. You could talk about word endings, suffixes. Another one is a common word could be jump, but what happens when you add ed? It changes the word completely. And this looks like id. A lot of kids will say jumped. And there's a teaching moment. You can say sometimes the ed makes the t sound. Try it with the t sound. Jumped. Okay. So those are some different word strategies you can use when teaching words or when students come to a word that they don't understand. If you have any questions or if you would like my reading strategy page, I would be happy to email it to you. My email is chooper@cvsd.org. Ooh, I like pink. chooper@cvsd.org. So good luck, and teaching your children is the hardest thing you can do at home. Someday, hopefully, I can get back to teaching children when this virus is over and gone and done with. And I wish you the best of luck. And number one is to have patience. It's very hard. Teaching reading is very difficult because we are working with the most struggling readers every day. But the key is to just keep practicing, and eventually they will get it. Every student and every child is different, and they learn at a different pace, and sometimes they're not developmentally ready, but they will get it, and you will do great. Thank you.